Welcome back, all of you, and welcome to the domain 2. The first part we have done in the last time. Okay, and today we are going to look into the second part of model the data. This part is very important because it contains the basic knowledge of calculating using DAX functions. Okay, so we are going to look into the calculations that we need to derive or we need to create using the DAX functions in Power BI. Okay, so let's see. First of all, what are the things that is in model 2? Okay, so in second part, we have 2.2, that is second part of it, of second module, domain 2, that is model the data, in which second part is there, that is create model calculations by using DAX function. Okay, so this is divided into 8 different parts, where first part is for create single aggregation measure. So all the 8 parts are related to the DAX function. Okay, and these DAX functions that are used in the Power BI, okay, having a multiple type of calculations in it, where we will use different things also into it. Okay, like simple, you can say simple calculation, 1 plus 1 type of things are also there. Okay, and you can say some SQL sort of long queries also you can create into it. You can create different filters into it. You can create some quick measures that can be used with your direct uh, charts or direct visualizations, you can say. So what are the different things we can do into these DAX functions? We will see. Okay, so the very first thing over here, okay, sir, is the SQL issue resolved? No, not yet. I need to format it, but I don't have the time to do it. The schedule is so tight. I will try it very soon. Okay, so SQL is also on its peak as well as Power BI. So I can't uninstall any one of them right now. So that's why I will try it best, because the issue is with SQL, not with the Power BI. So I will look into it very soon. Okay. So until the time when we need to interface it with Power BI and using direct SQL functions or SQL queries in Power BI, up to that module, I will resolve it. Don't worry. Okay. So first thing is single aggregation measures, right? So single aggregation measures, if we are saying, so sum, count, that kind of average. Okay. So those are single aggregation measures. So to use calculate, this is the function. That is the function calculate to manipulate the filters. It means without using filters directly, we are creating a function. That function is used as a filter. Okay. So whatever the queries, whatever the statement, what are the calculations we are deriving using this calculate function, it will directly using into visualizations and it will filter automatically. Okay. So calculate works that time. I will show you the examples. You will be uh, understanding it in a better way. That we are just discussing about the overview of this create model calculations by using that function. So then we will look into the time intelligence measures. as you can see, single aggregation, calculate, that can help to filter the things. Time intelligence is there. Okay. Then we have something like the implicit measure and the explicit measures. So what are implicit and what is explicit measures? We will look into it. It is, let me give you the overview, that it is related to the internal functions or the functions that are inbuilt into Power BI and those which you are creating. Okay. And then use the basic statistical functions. Okay. Semi-additive measures also you will look into. Measures by quick measures you will create. Calculated tables also be there. Okay. So I divided this module, that is 2.2, into two parts. One is up to fourth point, where you will identify implicit measures and replace with explicit measures. In second session, we will take the remaining one. Okay. So in this way, it is divided into two parts. So today we will look into the first part of it, that is create single aggregation measures, calculate to manipulate filters, implement time intelligence measures. Okay. Right. So let's move on and see one by one what are these things. Okay. So create single aggregation measures, the first part of it. Okay. So we have some examples that what are the single aggregated measures, that is sum, average, count, calculating the minimum value, calculating the maximum value, right? So in this way, you need to calculate the things. Okay, let's see the examples of it, right? These are the examples. So first of all, I need to share my whole screen so that whenever I'm switching between the slides and the Power BI, it will not impact so much. Okay, so let's move on to Power BI. Here, let's import the superstore data. Okay, superstore data, that is our CSV file that we have over here in your folder. Let's go to your folder, to August, data sets, Power BI. What? Just a second. Data. So superstore.csv we have. Okay, so it is not sample superstore. The data is same. We just renamed it. Okay, so just import it. Let it import here. Now the data is import. Okay, so the very first thing you need to understand, that is, what is this measure? We are talking a lot about the measure. This measure, this is again create single aggregation measure, then implement time intelligence measure, then again the implicit measures, explicit measures, then again semi-additive measures, quick measures. So what is this basically measure is? The attributes that you have, category, city, country, customer ID, these are your measures. It is known as the measures. Okay, so we need to look into these measures, how you can create these measures by calculations, okay, and how the different things are done in build. Okay, so how we can create a new measure. Okay, so click on Superstore, right click, you will see new measure, new column, new quick measure, reference data, edit query, incremental reference, manage the aggregations. Manage aggregations, we will look into it in upcoming time. Okay, data table also there that we need to look also. Okay, so here we are just approached to the second column, right? New measure, new column, and new quick measure. New column already we have seen when we are into the relationships and star schema. That time we created new columns also. So those are also your calculated fields. Okay, so using that calculated field, we are now creating new measures also. Okay, we click on new measure, right? Click on data view. Okay, it will be more better if we will look into the data view and then create the new measure. From top also you can select. When you move your cursor on the new measure, it also shows you that write a DAX function that calculates a value from your data. Okay, so this is what we need to calculate. There is no query in your chat box also. That is, what is the full form of DAX? Is anyone knows what is the full form of DAX? Put it in the chat box. No one? No replies in chat box. So that is data analysis expression. Right. Okay, right. So that is data analysis one. Okay. So that is the thing. Yes, that's the place, the measure. Right. That is right. So DAX, the full form of DAX is data analysis expressions. Okay. New measure. You need to click on this new measure. It is in the table tools. Okay. Select the second one, data view. Okay. Then click on tool, table tools, that is new measure. Measure tools will be open automatically. Okay. So once you will switch, it will be removed. So select it. Got it? So now you need to create different measures here. So as I shown you in the PPT, that just write total sales, okay, equals to sum of sum, then write sales. Superstore will be in front of you. Let's say one by one and move one by one. just rename it total sales. Okay, put equals to, and what is the total sale? That is the sum of, here we have the sum, type tab. Automatically the table that are available in our database will be in front of you. So what is the sum of the sales, right? Enter. You need to close the bracket. Okay, this is your single aggregated function. Okay, click on this one. Either click on commit or you can click on enter also. It is created. Cancel it. You can see in your list of measures there is total sales here. Let's get into the visualization and see. Let's take a card and take total sales. 2.30 million. Okay. Similarly, if I will take the sales from here, it is also the same. Okay. The difference in between it is that this one, total sales, you can't change the aggregated function of it. It is sum only, right? So this is dedicatedly to the sum of the sales. But here, when you have the sum of sales from this particular sales value, what you can do, get into it and say sum of sales. Go here, change the aggregated function to the average. You can get the average also. Sometimes you need a particular value, right? A particular value for the sales, like total sum. Here you can see you can't change the aggregation. The aggregation function is not available here, right? Because you have put a formula that is sum. Okay, so this is how a small aggregated function can be created. Okay, again get into data view and say, let's cross this one. So get in the table tool, click on new measure. Okay, now the second measure that we have, create total profit. The formula I have not put over here. So how the formula will be there? Total profit. Okay, so for total profit, what you will say, total profit equals to sum of superstore profit. Okay, enter on it, close the brackets and click on enter. Okay, so again, total sales, total profit, right? And here you have the sum. You can take average also. You can take the count also. So one by one, we are taking different things. So let's create another one, average quantity. Okay, create this one. Say the average quantity equals to the average. Okay, the average. Here we are using the aggregate function average of quantity. Okay, so what you will say, create a new measure, right? Here, say average quantity. Oops. Let's remove it. Say average quantity. Okay, here AV, average, you have average of superstore quantity. Where it is the quantity? Here is the quantity, right? So this is the average of quantity, right? Click on enter. If you will create 4 to 5 functions like this, it will make a good practice of yours. Okay. Then take maximum discount. We just need to look into the maximum discounts. So say maximum discount is equals to max and just the discount. Take a new measure and say maximum discount value. So put equals to say max. Okay, max of superstore, that is the discount. This is our discount. Take it. Okay, close this one, right? And click on enter. Okay, here we have the maximum discount measure also. Then the last one, that is from the count function. Okay, so let's see it again. Count of orders. So how many orders are there? So for that one, we are calculating count rows, and this time we are not using any abbreviation or any attribute. We are not taking, just saying the superstore. Okay, count rows, right? So whatever the name you want to give to it, you can give to it. Like count of orders is not the compulsory thing. It is just the name of that particular attribute. Okay, so say count of orders equals to this one. Count of orders equals to order count rows. Okay, this one we need to use, and here we need to use superstore. See, by default, if I am searching the superstore, it shows me just superstore data because I am using the function count of rows, right? That's why. That's the thing. Now click on enter. Whenever previously we are using simple sum, average, max, that kind of thing, it shows us the attribute name also along with superstore. But this time it is not showing. Okay, so we have a count of orders value also, right? So this is how you have a single attribute or a single aggregated measures you have created. Okay, so you can look into it, that what is the count of orders, like this. This is the total count of orders, right? And if you want to see what is the average of quantity, so here you have the average of quantity, right? Maximum discount value. So maximum discount is 0.8. It means maximum discount of 80% is given. That's very high one. Na? So total profit, total sales is there. So total profit is not there. So what is the total profit out of 2.3 million? We just have 286.4 thousand as a total profit. Okay, so it is almost 12%, right? So this is how a particular aggregations can be calculated by using these DAX functions. Okay, so let's move ahead and see what are the different calculations or how we can use multiple things, multiple measures, multiple attributes in a single calculation with the help of calculate function. Okay, so this is the very first function that we are going to use. Let me explain you this function first, then we will move ahead. So you have gone through the basics of SQL also, right? So you have used where function. right? So where function is used to filter out your data, correct? So to filtering out the data, here also what we are doing, first of all, calculate. This is just to intimate that in between this calculate, there will be conditions also. Okay. So let's see. Total furniture sale. I just need the attribute furniture from the category column, and I need to know the total sales of furnitures only. So you are manipulating the filter, right? So sum of sales we have, out of which there is a condition that the category must be equal to furniture, right? So let's create it and see what the things we are getting out. Okay, let's get into here, and again the new measures we are calculating. Okay, so what we say, yes. Okay, that's great, Uma Shankar. We have just completed the basic concepts of DAX function, that is single aggregated functions. Sum of this and sum, average, count, max, minimum, that kind of thing. Okay, so the process is same. You can continue with it, and the remaining things you can go through the recording also.
Yeah, sure. I'll go through recording. Thank you.
Yeah, most welcome. So here we are using multiple things. What we need, look into it here. We need total furniture sales. So particular thing is there. Okay, just say total furniture sales. So out of three categories, we are expecting a particular value or particular parameters from the data. That's why we need to use calculate. Okay, right? Calculate here. You can see it is converted into blue. Right now, what we need to calculate here, say sales. It is not appearing. Just hold on. Superstore. No, by default it is not coming. Just hold on. So sum, okay. So sum is missing. That's why it is not coming. So here sum is also not coming. Happen. By default, the parameter is not coming. I need to select the superstore here, which one thing is selected over here. So new measure. Let me say total furniture sales equals to calculate sum superstore. Here we have the sales. Okay, and here we need to put a filter, that is category. Okay, we are need to mention superstore, right, and the category, right, that will be equals to furniture. Okay, like this, right? So calculate superstore the sales. Okay, and where in superstore category will be equals to furniture. we can see over here clearly that this particular sum of this is the one part, okay, where the sum of superstore sales will be there, and in second part you have superstore category that will be equal to furniture. Okay, so it will be filtered out according to that thing. Okay, here, yes, now it is coming. So let me do it manually. Sometimes it is also confused. So let's see. Click on enter. It will give you error if it is wrong. Okay, total furniture sales. Let's get into the visualization and see what we have calculated, right? So let's select the category. Okay, select the category and select the total furniture sales. So it is showing me the same thing. Why is it so? Because here you have the category furniture which is selected in the calculations. Okay, so just remove it, and category we are not going to take, right? So you can take the reason, and reason center, east, south, and west. Take total furniture sale. This is the total furniture sale. Okay, and now if I will take the sales also, okay, and convert it into this particular chart. Now you can compare the things very easily. Now the blue one is the total furniture sale, okay, and the dark blue one is the total sales of all the categories, right? So this is how you don't need any filter when you are working only and only with the furniture category. Okay, so you can easily filter it using this particular function or DAX function. You can say you are implementing the queries into here, the filters, the queries that we generated in SQL also. So that particular queries you can generate here again. Okay, so let's see one more time a new measure again. What is the next measure that we have? We have a long measure with us where two things are there. What are these two things that we have? See, total technology profit. So one thing is the technology. Okay. Second thing that I need West to be there. So according to two things, I need to categorize it. I need to filter it out. Okay. So let's see how it works. Okay. So say total technology profit in West. In any area you can take it. So calculate. Now it is coming by default. So calculate. To make it more clear, put one enter here. Oops, sorry. So here I just need to put one enter. It's not taking my enter. Okay, let's do it like this one only. So now we need to say the sum of superstore, which one? The profit, first of all. Okay, because we are calculating total profit, right? Then I put one comma. Okay, then say single quote. Single quote will give you all the values. Okay, so just the aggregated values it is giving you. So just say this one, the formula we need to put. First one is for to sorting the technology. So say superstore here with the comma, say category. It is not taking again. So superstore, comma, this one, we have the category. Okay.
So is calculate function mandatory for all the DAX queries?
Definitely, it is mandatory.
Okay.
Okay. So superstore category will be equals to the technology. Okay. So here double quotes, technology. Okay. And the second thing that we need, that is superstore, right? Let me select the superstore here. So it is just valid. Just hold on. Let me copy it from the sheet. It will be much better. Copy it from here and just create a new measure here. Is it created? Let me check. Total profit technology. Let me remove it. Delete from model. Okay. So make a new measure. And the new measure is this one. Okay. Okay, I am sharing it in chat also. Okay. I just shared it into chat also. Is it cop? Is it? Are you able to copy it in the chat? Okay. Okay, that's fine. So basically, here what happens that calculate then a sum superstore profit. Then you need to close it again. So comma, with this comma, you can create it like this one also. In a single line, you can create it. It is not mandatory that this type of structure you need to create along with it. So the reason is best, and finally it is closed. Okay. In a single line also, you can create it. And even you can see expand it all. So like this, it can be expand fully. Okay. So how it is calculated? What is the basic thing we are trying to calculate? So here you have the total technology profit of vast area only. So calculate sum of superstore, that is profit. Up to this point, sum of superstore profit. It will give you the total profit. Now I am implementing some filters into it. First is superstore, that is the category. Okay. From the data, I am taking the category and I am mentioning that category must be equals to technology. Right. Second, from the reason, I am taking the reason must be equal to West. Okay. So what it will give me, it will filter out the category into the technology and the reason to the West. Okay. So then click on enter. Okay. It will create with total technology profit. Okay. And the data that is inside it, it is related to the technology and the West. The profit will be there only from these two particular filters. Okay. Now let's move on to the next one and see what are more complex things. Right. One thing that is here you used separate functions or separate filters. right? Now you have one thing here, that is all. Okay. So what is this all basically? Here, total office supplies sales. Okay. And ignore reason filter. Whenever you are using this DAX function in any visualizations, if you are using the all function, that will ignore the reason filters if it is applied anywhere. Okay. So let's create it first. Let me share this particular DAX function also to you and just copy it. Okay. So that it will not take much time of yours. Right. So get back to Power BI. Okay. Let's go over here and save new measure. Here, just say this one. Okay. So here we applied the all function that will ignore the filter related to the reason. Okay. Put on enter. So as you can see, what is the purpose here basically? The purpose is that you can implement or you can create a new data. Okay. A new data for your visualization purpose, right? And these data are used for further visualizations in dashboard also. And these are user defined or user calculated measures or attributes, you can say, as we are saying it attributes from the starting. So these are the user defined attributes, right? And it helps you a lot because you have a limited data with you, limited calculated functions with you. So whenever you need a customized results or customized output or customized insights from your data, what you can do, you need a calculation. Okay. So in this way, it is used, right? So here you can see in the data, as I can see in the my main table, these functions are not to be seen, right? So yes. So let's see in the visualization with the all function. Okay. So let me minimize this one and expand this one. Okay. So the office supply sales here, where I ignored the filter, that is the reason. Okay. So let's see. Take some subcategory. Okay. Subcategory wise, total office supply sales. This is the office supply sales, right? Here, if I will use a reason in filter, okay, here is the reason, right? So reason will work in the same way. Let's drop it into filters only. So add data to here. Okay, you can see that a different reason is if I've dropped the filter into it, you can see all uh, are not selected, right? So whenever I will select it or a particular is selected, you can see there is no variation. Okay, so the variation is not there in my visualization, right? So the reason is not implemented. This reason filter is not working with it, right? So that's what this particular reason or the all function works here, right? So this sometimes we don't need that by mistake also the data must be filtered using this particular parameter. Okay, that's why. So this is the all function. Okay. Now let's calculate the profit margin with custom filters. What is the custom filters? So we already seen, but we need two things in parallel way. What is the profit margin? Okay. So we need to divide profit by sales. That's the profit margin, right? If I will generally, if in normal case, I will calculate the profit margin. How I will calculate? I will divide profit by sales. That's right. So, but in this case, I need profit margin of vast region only. Okay. So what you will do, you will use the divide function and create two calculate functions within it, because we need a customized filter. Calculate sum of profit and where reason will be west, comma, because there is divide function already. So sales where the reason is west, right? Let me copy this function also in chat box. So in typing, you will not consume the time. Okay.
Sir, I have one question. Like,
Yes.
if you calculate profit margin just
Hmm.
without giving the filter region, and then we put a filter for the whole visualization, so it would be total margin, right? And if we select from the
Right.
filter particular region, then will it be calculated for that region, or it will still be shown total margins?
See, let's calculate the profit margin in a normal way first. Okay. What we can do to calculate the profit margin? Let's say profit margin equals to sum of superstore profit we have, this one. Okay. We need to close this one, then divide it by the sum of superstore sales, this one, right? This is also your profit margin. Okay. Now you have the profit margin with you. Let's get the visualization. We have the subcategories, let's say, and we have the profit margin of each and every categories, right? So this is your profit margin that we calculated. Now, according to the reason, we need to filter it out. Okay. So here is the reason. Add to the filters. Okay. Then I am just calculating for each. Right. Now, this particular visualization is for east only. Let me show you with the data. That will be more easy to understand. Putting the data labels. Okay. Zoom it. Now select all first. So for the labels, that is 0.44 paper, this one, just look into the visualization like this. Now check for the machines, the total profit margin is 0.02. Okay, I will remove it and say for the east. For the machines, the profit margin is 0.1 only. So this is how you can use whatever we are doing in the calculations, right? But why we are calculating it using the DAX function? Okay, so let me go to over here and see a new measure. Okay, over here the profit margin that we are calculating. So enter it, profit margin of West region. Okay, so let's get to the view and again take the subcategory and the profit margin of West. Okay, so here we have the same thing that we are getting last over there, right? So the same thing is there, but a particular calculation is there that we have when we calculated just profit margin for the West, right? That time it was different, I think. Just a second, let me check. For the East, we are calculating. Here it is West. Okay, so here you can see how long it takes. We even don't need any filter to be calculated. Directly, we are getting a particular reason profit margin, right? Yes, it is required when we are working with a particular reason only. Okay, they are particular with a particular reason, and you are not concerned right now with the other reasons. So if the complete visualization or a chart is concerned with a particular reason, that time you can use it, right? And whenever you have the filters in dashboard, that time also, if you are particular about a, a certain parameter, like a reason which is best, so how long you will implement with how many uh, visualizations, right? So for each and every visualization, we have a different calculations, different insights. So if you will create a profit margin ratio for a particular reason like this, so you don't need to struggle with the filter. Okay. And second thing, the very important thing, that is, if you are just concerned with the reason best, okay, then if you will use DAX function, it will optimize your results. It will optimize your dashboard also. Whenever it will execute, okay, or whenever a new data is to be added into it, it will take very less time than the filter option. Okay, so that's why it is to be used, that we are into optimized way. We have this thing. Okay, if you are not using DAX function and you are just using the filter, so it will take more time, because whenever a new data is entered, it will go through the complete data table that you have, right? That's why DAX functions are also used to optimizing your results, optimizing the total runtime of your visualizations. Okay, I hope you understood now why exactly we are using it. Okay, so let's move to the next one that we have. Let's calculate the running total of sales. So what is basically the running total? Running total, it means if you have the sales, that is suppose 10 on the first day, okay, and 20 on the second day, 30 fourth day, then again you have the sales 10, then you have sales of 15. So what will be the running total? Running total will be 10, 30, and then here you have 60, then this will be 70, then this will be of 85. This is known as your running total, that the previous one will be added to the next one. Okay, this is your running total. So this running total will lead you that up to what time or up to what date, what is the total sales. You don't need to calculate through your filters and all those things. So let's calculate it. Let me share it also. The chat box. Okay, and use it into Power BI also. Let me take a new sheet over here. This one, new measure. Okay, just paste the values here. Okay, so here sum of total sales is there, and filter how you want to filter it out. So filter like all. We are just ignoring the things. Okay, ignoring the filter of order date. Okay, so just ignore that one and say superstore order date must be less than or equals to the maximum superstore order date. How it is that until the maximum date, okay, it will calculate the sum of the sales, and it will ignore the filter also for the order date. So there is no filter. One date will be there, then the second date will come. So it will not take the previous one. Why? It is because the last condition will not satisfy with that one. Okay. So let me show you this particular function in your visualization. Okay. Let's get back over here. This is the total running sales. So for total running sales, let's take the order date. Okay. And take the total running sales here. Okay. So this is how it works. Right. Let me move on to the next one. This one. Okay. So this is the total running sales that you can observe here. Okay. And from here, let's take the data label, right? And if I will take that's the total running sales. If not total running total sales, what data we have selected? Yes. Okay. Take the sales also in it. Okay. So two things are there. Secondary y-axis make the sum of sales here in the secondary axis. Okay. So it will be more or less same here. Why? Because the parameters are same here right now. Just hold on. So 80,000, 80,000, both are same here. So because it is the average of each and every day, right? So running total sales, let's compare it, not here, compare it in the table, right? So here you can see for the one what you have and the total what you have. Sum of sales is coming, that is running total also coming the same. So it will not impact so much with it. So running total sales will be like if it is 95 and second must be 1 lakh, 2 lakh approx will be the total running sales. There will be some error in our calculations. So we have to look into it. Okay. So the battery is about to die also. So this will be your assignment, a small assignment to look into the formula or look into the DAX function. Search the DAX function for running total sales. Okay. And let us know. Okay. Next time. Right. So this will be the thing we have today with us. And by tomorrow, we will look into the remaining part of it. Got it? So anyone having any doubt, any queries, let me know.